So hello and welcome to another Obscura Undead Does the News. I'm Azy.
And I am Maus.
And we're going to be covering some deaths, some more Treffin news, and some upcoming releases news. All right. Should we knock the deaths out of the way?
Sure.
All right. So Florian Schneider
of Kraftwerk. So he passed, and he was 73.
Mm-hmm.
Not related to COVID.
No, it was cancer.
It was cancer. So the article that I have is in German, but I mean, you could get the gist of it. He's the main guy behind Kraftwerk. And then it has some information about their albums that have been out since 1974, 75. These are iconic in the electronic music scene.
Mm-hmm.
And he had just turned 73 and then passed away.
Yeah, so
if you see a lot of people listening to Kraftwerk this week, that's why.
That's why. Another death, Dave Greenfield of the Stranglers died of COVID. This one is a COVID death.
So that's tragic. So anytime I see a musician or something that we've lost to the coronavirus, it's just startling. So I was saying that celebrities will hear news that they have it, but they have endless resources and money and people taking care of them. So you're not going to see those people in the news because they passed from the virus. You're going to see people that we know or people that are celebrity status but don't have the income to get the medical help that they need. Or at least that's my opinion.
No, I think that's exactly right. And I think that's exactly right. Just
it's just going to be a sad reality.
Yeah.
And only time will tell. So take care of yourself.
Yep. Wear your masks. Try to avoid going outside.
Yeah. I think the Goth scene might be okay because they're used to social distancing anyway.
Right. Well, we're trying to figure out how to get together here. And the best idea we've managed to come up with, because, the whole lack of seeing people does kind of wear on you after a while. The best we've come up with is to go to a mall and park several parking spaces away from each other at the back of the mall parking lot and throw music on a Bluetooth speaker and bring your own snacks and hang out in your car and wear a mask.
Actually, our cars can be next to each other.
Too close.
Still 6 feet.
Nah, still too close.
Are you sure?
Maybe one space in between each car.
Then somebody's going to park in there.
Well, not if you park far enough away.
One space between each car. That's where we'll put the boombox and snacks.
Oh, well, we are not sharing snacks. We're just sharing the music. Everyone has to bring their own snacks. There will be no cross-snack contamination.
And you could throw the gummy worms.
I would still have to touch the gummy worms, Mouse.
There's going to be a solution.
Yes. No, the solution is you bring your own gummy worms, and I'll bring my own gummy worms. That's the solution.
Not as fun as the chopsticks and the throwing.
Well, it's not going to be fun for a while. Oh, God. Okay, sorry. I'm thinking now of the grossest vodka gummy worms I have ever had. They were okay, so they were in a container. It was the last time I was in South Florida. They were in a container and they had been soaking in vodka. And in order to get a gummy worm, everyone had to reach in with their hands and pick out one of these flaccid, pale, disintegrating gummy worms and plop it in your mouth. It was the grossest thing.
Just go everywhere with chopsticks. In your bag, in your purse.
No, because they were disintegrating the second you touch them. So you're sitting there digging with your hands, and who knows where your hands and everybody else's hands have been. And it's
Why did you do it?
Gummy mush. Because by the time you have two, you're already kind of drunk because they were really alcoholic.
I would just be
Okay, so that is our story time to sort of bring a little levity back into the conversation, because
We should just save
deaths suck.
gross food story time.
Gross food story time. Okay, so that's the deaths news. Sorry that everyone has to deal with that.
Not really a closure. Okay. WGT.
Okay. So Treffen, they put out a statement on Facebook saying that they will put out a statement on Friday, May 8th. And it's going to actually address what's going on.
So the story up until now is, Treffen is huge. It normally takes place, I think, like maybe May 20th.
Pentecost weekend. Yeah.
Whatever that is. And, there's like 150 bands involved. So as a very big production, I'd imagine there's a lot of back-end work that they're going through before they can cancel it. So they never gave an official cancellation, even though everybody knows it's canceled.
Right. I mean, sorry, go on.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the only thing that they had on their page, which was on, April 23rd, they said that they're not saying anything yet, and the government hasn't asked them to do anything. Like, they haven't been given a notice that they shouldn't be open.
Right, and we've been, as much as the situation sucks, we've been defending Treffen on that point, because it's honestly probably a liability issue. And, the options are the festival being out all this money or the fans being out all this money. So if the festival's out all that money, they might not be able to continue next year. The fans are out all that money. I don't know, it kind of sucks. You should never ask anyone to eat that cost. But it sucks all around. It's a no-win situation.
I would imagine that if you had purchased tickets to the festival and hotel tickets, that once you realized it was not safe to travel on a personal level, that you would cancel and try to get...
Well, sometimes you can't recoup your costs when you cancel, because, airlines don't like to do that. Right. But we'll have to wait to see what this official statement is. But if the German government and the state of Saxony have both said something and they are forced to close down, at least then people will be able to, give that piece of paper to their airline, their train, I don't think anyone's going by boat, but their ship, if they happen to be going, their hotel, thank you, that's what I was thinking of, not a boat. Yeah. Damn it.
Their hotels.
And be able to say, these are circumstances beyond my control, please refund me. Yeah. But the official statement that the organizers for WGT put out is, Dear visitors and friends of the WGT, the latest statements of the federal state of Saxony on the 30th of April and the German government on the 6th of May have now led to a situation which we will comment on Friday, 8th of May. Until then, we ask you for a little bit more patience.
And then the comments are like, thank you for announcing that you will announce an announcement on some other day.
I mean, I'm totally okay with the announcement that they will announce an announcement.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they've been pretty dark until then. So we have to wait until Friday, which will be in the past by the time this video goes up, to see what happens. Yeah, and it's just, WGT has just been really bizarre to follow for this news, because all the other festivals that we've been following, it's been a simple, yeah, we're canceled. Whereas this one has just been weirdly silenced.
I mean, I'd imagine they're probably reaching out to bands and seeing if they could reschedule or if they'd like to come next year, and maybe they could allow people the ticket to come back again next year.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to roll the tickets over.
Yeah, because that's what all the other...
I mean, they've already kind of suggested that that's going to be what they're doing anyway. So, the situation sucks. I'm hoping then that means that if they do cancel, I'm hoping then that means that next year is going to be a real blowout because it's one of their anniversary years. What is it, 25th?
It was already planned to be a big blowout.
I know, but imagine...
They already figured out the bands they were going to have next year.
Right, but imagine how much bigger of a party it's going to be. Like, it's going to be like the post-COVID year and anniversary all wrapped up into one.
They should do it 2 weekends in a row, leading up to the Pentecost weekend. But they should do it 2 weekends in a row.
Who can afford to stay in Leipzig for 2 weeks?
Yeah. And this is fine. This is acceptable in my fantasy. Here.
Okay, go on.
The bands from last year roll over, and the bands that they had planned since years ago that were going to be on this anniversary still play on Pentecost weekend.
Okay, so in your fantasy, everybody still gets to play?
Yes.
Okay.
Because already, people have to miss bands just to get the best bands out of 150. That's why there's a little app that tells you where to go and how to jump on it.
Gosh, that's very true. I mean...
There's no way they'll be able to have the bands that they've already probably contracted.
I mean, Gothic Pogo, the pre-party, they're postponing all of their bands until next year. Like, so they're gonna, I guess, have the same band lineup.
They don't have a huge anniversary that they've been planning for like 4 years.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Fine.
Let's just hope that Rammstein doesn't also decide to have their 2 concerts that same weekend.
I heard a rumor that they were going to.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Like, there is no reason for them to come that weekend other than to, like, try to, like, poach all the dark scene people to come to their shows.
I mean,
anyway, I don't want to talk about it.
That's speculation that we have no, like, basis or foundation for. Okay, so that's our death news, our Treffin news, our stupid story.
Our stupid food story.
Yep.
How about let's talk about music?
Let's talk about music. So La Sculptra announced today, Dear Dark Honeybees and Gloomy Sugar Cubes. La Sculptra is currently actually working on some new songs that they are aiming to have out by fall of this year. Which is pretty cool. Which kind of makes me wonder how it's going to sound because they went like very like spooky ritual sounding on their last album.
So I'm terribly confused because I feel like they just put out an album. I know that they released Cabaret, which had originally come out in 2016.
Yeah, they just released an album last year around Treffin. So it's been a while. Yeah.
The Third Eye came out last year, and then Cabaret. So now they're working on new stuff already. Okay. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Really busy guys.
And I feel like just watching people get into La Sculptra, like it wasn't until their last album that I feel like at least people in my circle really started getting into them.
Yeah, the last album was like a full album. It was like 12 songs. Which is a pretty good album. And the one they had before that was like 2017. People weren't really paying attention to the push of all this new Bandcamp music until 2018.
I think that that's true. Although I do think that their first album I do think that Cabaret is the better album.
Oh, Cabaret is? Yeah, and that's why...
I think so. That's my opinion.
It was a good move to put it up on Bandcamp, which it wasn't there before.
Right, because this came out April of 2016.
Yes, but I don't think it was on Bandcamp then.
No, you had Cabaret, and then you had Freak Show in 2017, and then you had The Third Eye in 2019. And I just think Cabaret is the best album.
Cool.
That's just my opinion. But I'm looking forward to hearing new material and hearing what they do with it.
How about Young and Cold?
This isn't music news, but Young and Cold, it's kind of music news. Young and Cold, Germany is lifting a lot of the shipping restrictions. So I think it's starting, May 12th? 11th. They're going to be able to start shipping internationally again.
Which is great, so we can get some vinyl.
Which is great, yeah, because Young and Cold usually has a pretty damn good selection of vinyl.
Yeah, also, they did post that they have an online festival. It's going to be streaming on Facebook Live, but they just posted about that yesterday. And it's called Young and Cold Online Festival 1. May 9th.
One.
Have a more interesting name. May 9th.
No. If we're talking about more streaming news, DJ Rick Batts, who just did this past Sunday a stream with Zach Campbell DJing and
Zach Campbell of
the Kentucky Vampires, excuse me. And I think that one had Sun Sombrero. And he's calling the series Black Sunday. He's going to be doing a Black Sunday 2 on May 17th.
What a great name.
Yeah, which is really cool because that one was fun. Although I have to admit, all of the streams are kind of starting to blur together. All of my days are blurring together. Time has no meaning. Streams have no meaning.
What could we do? I mean, I want to keep streaming. After like all the doors open and we can go out to restaurants and bars again, I'm not quite ready to cram myself into a restaurant, bar, nightclub.
No, I don't think I'm going to be prepared to do that until like next year and after vaccinations.
That says, this is still in beta. I'm going to wait until they release like a 4.2 patch.
Outside 4.2.
Outside 4.2.
Well, it's kind of dumb. Like, if anything, like Goth nights are going to be the safest nights because no one shows up anyway. Well, so is that mean? It's my events. Like, I can say mean shit about my own events.
6 feet apart anyway.
Yeah, everyone has their predefined box.
We can never touch.
Never touch. You don't touch at the Goth Club.
We can never touch.
Okay, more in music news. Lord Travis.
So we reviewed Lord Travis's EP called EP.
I was about to say, it's called EP, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called EP. We reviewed that, last year?
Yes.
And it had the stellar track, Death Rock.
Yeah.
When the time is right. And the moon's just right.
When you're, what is it?
When the air's just right. You go out looking for some death tonight. Death tonight.
Death rock in America. Yeah, it's great. Yes.
So I'm happy to hear that he's working on some new material. Not a lot of info. I just see a little teaser on Instagram.
Yeah, that says new song dropping digitally May 15th.
Yep. So keep an eye out. Maybe follow him on Instagram. He has a Bandcamp. It just has the EP on it.
I mean, if anything, he's worth following on Instagram for that damn visor, which I love.
Yeah, I wonder if he's still wearing it, or if he has like a modified version of his look that's like a mask.
Like a new visor for the new song.
Oh my God! What if he does?
We could always message him to ask.
We could ask him for a sneak peek.
Dear Lord Travis.
Are you doing it now?
Yes. Do you have a new visor to match the new songs?
I love when we message artists right in the middle of us giving news.
Love Azy and Maus.
like when we're reviewing an album and we're like, oh, I have a question for this band, and we're just like, dear band.
Dear band. Thank you for your music.
How did you come up with this song? Please let us know.
What is that instrument? Please tell me. Thank you. And how many of them actually respond back?
Somebody, and we asked him about the instrument because it was like in Spanish or something.
Oh, the bajo.
A traditional bass.
We actually asked. It was so stupid.
Spanish for bass.
Well, it's not from Thailand, from like Mexico, because it was like Sexto Bajo or something like this, and everything I googled on that was like a specific kind of bass.
Okay.
So we'll see if Lord Travis responds.
But we're not gonna wait for a response.
No, we're not gonna sit here on live stream and wait for a response.
That might take too long.
Chemical waves. Chemical waves.
Yeah, chemical waves. So we also reviewed chemical waves last year.
No, actually, I think it was earlier this year.
Really?
It feels like it's been a decade, and it's only been like 2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Like for serial. Like I'm dead serial.
So they have a new album coming out June 25th called
Lasting Forever. No, it's Lasting Forever, something in cursive.
It looked like it said tasting.
Oh my god. No, it's Lasting Forever. So their last album that we reviewed was Even When We Fall Apart, and that was Chemical Waves' first music in like almost 10 years.
And for serious, that did come out in February.
It came out in February, and one thing that we really loved was...
It feels like it was...
Yeah, I know. I know. And one thing we loved about Even When We Fall Apart was all of the collaboration on the album. So all of the artists who gave vocals also, if I remember correctly, wrote lyrics for their tracks as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I remember that.
And this... Oh, sorry, go on. I'm sorry.
I was probably saying the same thing. It seems like this album is following in the same vein.
Yes.
Where it has... Oh, there's Pedro from I Am the Shadow.
Yep, on 2 tracks, actually.
Oh, okay. And that makes sense because they're all from Italy. I Am the Shadow, Chemical Waves, The Sea at Midnight, Kiss of the Whip, L'Avenir. Like, these are all collaborations that they've done with these tracks.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that the songs that do not have a guest vocalist, I think that they are all instrumentals.
Yeah. That was the way the last album was.
Yeah, which is really cool. Like, I love this concept so much.
I think I'm ready for more instrumentals.
It looks like there's like 3 on this, so you're in luck.
Yeah, I'm okay when it's balanced out like that, but like the last album caught me completely off guard because there was one in the beginning, which is okay, it's an intro, and then there was just one right in the middle, and I was like, what is this? But now I understand that purposefully designed. Every track that doesn't have a collab is an instrumental, and it's there's like 4 of them. There's 4 of them on this new album.
Yeah, well, this is going to be releasing on June 5th on Scent Air Records, which is honestly not a label that I have heard of before. Like, are you familiar with this label, Scent Air?
Yes. Scent Air is mostly synth pop, but
that explains that. That explains why I don't really know them then.
Yeah, it's like European, mostly synth pop kind of stuff, but also Unknown Pleasures. So Unknown Pleasures we know as well.
I know Unknown Pleasures, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah, okay. That's all we have to say about that.
That's all we have to say about that.
And then there's Mephisto Vault's news.
Yes. Specifically vinyl news, which I haven't seen so much of a slowdown in vinyl. But then again, the slowdown in vinyl might actually be looking like a slowdown in music releases. So who the fuck knows?
I don't know what's going to happen with vinyl, because remember we gave that news about...
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I've seen a slowdown in vinyl, because it could... I don't know if it's a slowdown because of COVID or if it's an actual vinyl slowdown, but I feel like...
It could be... We're not really connected with mainstream audiences and mainstream bands. So there could be mainstream artists that are trying to press 20,000 pieces of vinyl and they're not able to. We're only privy to the bands that have like 250 pieces of vinyl, and they're not having any problems.
This is true. Okay, that's fair.
The vinyl.
Because so the news with Mephisto Walls is there is going to be a repress of Thalia
Thalia.
on purple vinyl.
So the Mephisto Waltz re-release, Thalia, 250 copies. Get it now, otherwise Acid Bitter will buy them all.
Oh my goodness, won't he?
He's like, oh my god, there's only 250. I need to buy them all.
and then do like stream giveaways just to give them away.
He would do that. Another piece of news, just real quick. Drum Majesty dropped something that was kind of neat. They did a cover of No Rain, which is a Blind Melon song. Blind Melon. They were hot in the early 90s before the lead singer Shannon Hoon died. And this was their most popular track. But I guess Drum Majesty covered this way back in 2014, if you could remember that.
Yeah, it's like a demo cover, right?
Yeah, it's a demo. I guess, let's see. He says a bedroom recording committed to 4-track.
I thought all of Drab's music was bedroom recordings.
Back in 2013.
That's awesome.
So when I was first listening to it, I was like, wow, this goes back to like his original sound, like the super reverb, like just like high synths, but you know, it sounds more like the Completely Careless, like all of those tracks, or the Careless tracks. But it's not really him going back to that sound. It's
just something dug up from the archives.
Yeah. Cool. I think it's neat that like if a band isn't really doing anything, that they just put out like one little piece of music or.
Well, I love how many covers we've been hearing lately because bands are just sitting around at home making covers.
Is that what it is?
I think so. I still think that the best quarantine cover that I have heard is Christine by Then Comes Silence. We're going to be doing a live stream.
Then Comes Silence?
Yeah. So sorry, I just had a moment where I'm just like, am I remembering the right band? I'm remembering the right fucking band. It's Then Comes Silence.
Then Comes Silence is very active.
Yes. So one cool thing that I think is that what is the name of the blog? Oh my goodness, I can't remember. Why can't I remember? So there's this blog, and they've been doing some really cool interviews.
That doesn't narrow it down.
I know. I think it's called like Goth post-punk blog or something like this. It's a really basic blog name. It shouldn't be hard to remember. But
let me see if I can find it.
Oh my god.
I do see that Then Comes Silence is doing a live stream on Thursday, May 14th, and look, they're all dolled up.
Yes, they're doing the live stream on Thursday, May 14th. I was talking specifically about I think it's like Goth post-punk revival blog or something like this. It shouldn't be this hard to remember. Oh my god, I suck.
You said the name was just generic.
It's not generic, but it should be easy to remember. But anyway, my point is that the guy who runs it is going to be doing an interview with Ugo Zombie, the guitarist. And I do actually really enjoy the interviews that this guy does. They're fantastic and they're very thoughtful, and I really appreciate just like the amount of care that goes into them. And I'm excited to see Ugo get interviewed because I really love like every fucking thing he's done. I've said it before on the show and I'll probably say it again, but I really do love everything he's done, so I'm excited to read it. That was a tangent.
No, it wasn't. It was still music-related news.
It's still music-related news about something I'm excited about.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all fine.
Dude,
it's
I think
whatever.
that's it.
I think that's it. Hey, what did you buy on Bandcamp Day?
I bought a lot.
Anything that was just like particularly great that you picked up?
The Nuremberg, called Paharda, that came out on April 20th. It's just Russian post-punk.
Yeah, like straight Russian post-punk.
Yeah, can't get enough of. From Belarus.
I've heard from quite a few people that it's like the best album that they've heard in a minute this year. So.
I haven't listened to it enough to come to that conclusion. I did enjoy the Black Capes. I ordered one of their t-shirts.
Is it because they have the really cute bat?
Yes. Why is that bat so cute?
Their bat is very cute. Yeah.
It's apparently drawn by some guy who's famous for doing like a lot of really popular album covers. So
yeah, I read that and then it just fell straight out of my brain because it's not someone I care about.
It's not. It's like they're like,
Oops.
I designed for Pearl Jam and some other bands, which is cool. But it's really freaking adorable bat. And then the whole thing is just straight up like vampire rock, and it's just fun.
Yeah, it is. I picked up the Ashes Fallen single, Thy Will Be Done, which is just solid goth rock, and I've been really enjoying it.
Thy Will Be Done. There is a new Necromatic release, and you turned me on to Necromatic. It's called Arcadia 1, and it came out on April 30th. It's just one song. So to me, that seems like there's going to be more music coming.
I hope so. I also picked up the new single by Dioval Strain, Destino Destrucción. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Someone will correct me later, I'm sure.
Is it just one song?
It's just a single, but it is fucking solid, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from them this year.
And I did pick up a release called By Houses of Heaven. It's a little bit on the heavier side of darkwave, like really dirty darkwave.
I saw that pop up in a lot of people's purchases on Friday.
The first song is like beautifully melodic, and it caught me off guard. And I still need to give the whole album a listen, but just the first track, and I was just like, this is it. I'm gonna put this in mixes. This is it. And I didn't even listen to the rest of the album yet. But they're from Oakland, California. And anything out of Oakland is gold.
Anything out of Oakland is gold.
It kind of is. I don't know what's going on over there. And I picked up that Death's Head that you mentioned last week.
Yeah, did you like it?
There's only 4 tracks.
Yeah, did you like it?
I did like it.
Yeah.
And I think I got to listen to it a couple of times. I was meaning to go back to their older releases just to add more to those 4 tracks.
Yeah. See, that album was one that I had actually scrolled past and wasn't exactly gonna listen to because I was digging through like just a shitload of music that day, and so it gets to a point where you can't listen to everything, and you just kind of judge by the covers. And I was thinking, it looks a little black metal. It's probably just miscategorized, and it wasn't until Malik sent it to me later that I was like, ooh.
You're like, oh, this is for me.
This is for me, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, like death rocky, post-punk, darkwave.
Yeah. I picked up the pre-order for Forsaken Lands by Pilgrims of Yearning, which has one track, The Visitor, which is a remastered track. I believe that this is their debut full-length album. It releases on June 5th. The Visitor is a fantastic track. I'm sad I have to wait until June to listen to the rest of this album because
June is like a month.
Yeah, I know, but in quarantine time, it's going to feel like a year.
Oh, that's right.
So thank you.
Oh my God. I mean, especially we couldn't even remember February. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is this is a Boston-based band. The vocalist is a woman named Jules. She is from, I believe she's from Chile. And Jules, I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong. I'm trying to remember the best I can. Because I should actually just open up Facebook and look. But the point being is they're from from a Spanish-speaking country and are now in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah. And she has written something on the South American scene for the upcoming zine, which I'm really excited about.
Is this Jules from Chile?
Is it Chile?
I think so. Yeah, because she wrote that piece that we were going to put in the zine.
It's going to be in the zine. Yeah.
I think she's from Chile.
You know, I can actually just Google it. I have the internet in front of me.
Internet.
Jules, friend. Yeah, from Chile. See, look at that. I'm not stupid. I did remember something right for once.
No, I remembered it.
Well, I remembered it and then you confirmed it.
Okay.
No, but she's writing something on her involvement doing promotion and stuff in the South American scene and like nights, which I think is really fucking exciting. And she actually pointed out to me that it would probably be really useful to do a band, a highlight piece, not just on South American, like Spanish-speaking bands, but also Spanish-speaking bands that are based in the U.S. And I'm just thinking, yeah, probably. So that was another one of my purchases. I'm quite excited about it.
That was all I did this week. I only like 10 albums, so.
I picked up a couple others. I picked up the new Fearing album, The New Last Cry. I picked up some Gothzilla releases because they were Name Your Price on A&R, which I think is how you pronounce it, Records, which is a newish record label based in Ireland, I think. Yeah, but it's cool. It's real cool. I'm looking forward to the next Bandcamp day. I'm going to have to be keeping an eye out. Someone I know spent over $500.
Huh?
Someone I know spent over $500.
Oh my God, it wasn't me. I think I did like $100.
I spent like 60.
And I had posted about it, but if it's Name Your Price and you put in the price 666,
oh, you get the little horns.
You get a little horns emoji.
Don't you get something if you put in 777?
Skull Girdle said you do, but I haven't done that yet.
Okay, experimentation needed.
Yeah. Actually, we can do it with our own comp and see if we can find it.
No, that's okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So thank you for bearing with us through listening to our Bandcamp purchases. Let us know what you guys purchased. Like, what have you been excited about? What's getting you all hot and bothered music-wise? Like, we would love to know. What do you plan to buy next Bandcamp Day? What are some releases you're looking forward to?
What are some things that your friends will be embarrassed about that you keep secret? You can tell us.
On YouTube. We'll make it public. But yeah, we're at the point in the video now where we thank all of our amazing Patreon supporters, which you guys are great. You enable us to buy the resources that we need to do streaming, offset like our music purchases because music is expensive. So thank you for helping us support the artists. Helps us buy the fucking subscription services that we need to like do this shit. And it's going to be helping us buy into our next merch run. So that's going to be super duper cool. We're actually going to work on getting more of our t-shirts. We're going to get stickers and decals and patches and pins. I bought a button maker.
You bought a button maker.
I can make 2,000 buttons. Yeah, right? So thank you, David. Thank you, Demetria. Thank you, Libby. Thank you, Junkyard Bat.
Thank you, Acid Bitter.
Hey, you knew.
Buy me.
Thank you, Skullgirdle.
Thank you, Cadaver Kelly.
Thank you, Mason Shiver. Thank you, I Am Ruin. Thank you, Medusynth. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Two Broke Goths.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lady Sybaris.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kaya.
And thank you, Uncle Fester. And thank you, Max Shrek. And thank you, Jay Internus.
Cool. I love
know.
those new names.
Oh, you don't even know. There's a ton more just below the $10 tier. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. And I recognize these names from visiting us in chat.
Visiting us in chat in the
on
Discord.
the Friday OU virtual clubs. I can't even say it. Obscure Undead virtual nightclubs.
Yes. No, I mean, it's the most amazing thing. Like, we're making friends and it feels really good. And it's been one of the highlights of quarantine.
Yeah. With people we've never met before. And they're like, I know you, I've been listening to you. And then you see their name pop up and you're like, I recognize you. And even though you haven't met these people in person, this is like the new way to.
Yeah, there's still that connection.
Friends. And
it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz.
Our YouTube, we are almost at 1,400 followers. We're probably at 1,400 now by the time you see this, right?
So in the space of like this hour that we've been sitting here, switch over to YouTube Studio.
Did we get it? Did we get 1,400 already?
Yes, we have hit 1,400 subscribers.
Wow! Yeah! Happy 1,400!
Yeah, no, that's fucking crazy. But anyway, yeah, we'll see you on the live streams and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.